Hey everyone, it's Varush. Welcome to my channel. We're going to talk about the year of the dragon. So, Gong Hei Fat Choi to everyone. Happy New Year. Today is the first year of the dragon, a highly auspicious year for the world and for America. Let me tell you guys about that in just a little while. So just to be clear, I'm not a Chinese astrologer. So this is just things I've picked up along the way as an enthusiast. Today we're going to do a tarot card reading for the most part, where I will read for your Chinese Zodiac sign. So we're going to go into that in just a minute. But before we get into it, let me do a little introduction. So the year of the dragon is considered highly auspicious for everyone because the dragon is the king or the ruler of the zodiac. So yay, yay, hurrah, hurrah. And this year is called the wood dragon. So typically the wood dragon is said to be more flexible, more easygoing than the other dragons. So the other elements. So the wood is giving the energy of flexibility to the dragon archetype. And then also this reflects the energy of Jupiter because wood is associated with the planet Jupiter in the Chinese astrology. So we're looking at a very, very lucky year ahead. This happens only once every 60 years. And so Gong Hei Fat Choi, everyone. So the wood dragons are considered to be generous, outgoing, and driven. They possess a blend of the dragon's strength and the wood element's flexibility, as I said, making them adaptable and innovative. Okay, they are known for their creativity and ability to inspire others, and they are ambitious. So we are all going to go into this phase of highly ambitious year, highly productive, really looking to improve on circumstances for ourselves and the world. So it's an exciting year ahead. Predictions for the year. Okay, I do have notes. Like I said, I'm not a Chinese astrologer. I just like it. And by the way, if you want more authentic interpretations, go into the description. I made a playlist of the Year of the Dragon featuring creators from East Asia who are doing their horoscopes for you guys, for your sign. So this is going to be more of a tarot card reading than a astrological prediction, of course. I think that the connection between Western zodiac and Chinese astrology is quite complicated, and it's not necessarily linear. So it's really hard to jump back and forth as maybe some of you do with Vedic astrology. So this is quite a big leap, quite a different cosmology, different set of even the stars that they refer to are completely separate. So I think anything that bridges those gaps, it's kind of a hard thing to do. So appreciate it on its own. It's a beautiful system. So in terms of the economic growth for the world, this is a highly entrepreneurial year. It is expected that this will lead to heightened success, achievement, and especially with high energy efforts that people put in. So this is good for business. This is good for the stock market. This is good for new businesses launching ventures. If you are familiar with what's happened in America over the last little while, a lot of companies, like startups, didn't succeed, so they folded. There was a high rate of new companies just not making it because of high interest rates, harder to get money, a lot of different reasons. But it's been expensive to start a business in the last few years. So there is a prime environment in which people may start new businesses now. So that aligns really well with that prediction. In terms of the environment, for all of you who are concerned about the environment, the year of the dragon is going to bring increased attention to environmental issues. We may see actually growth in that direction. So to improve on environmental situations and impact. So I'm excited to hear that. Let's see what we can get done together. The year of the dragon is really associated with collaboration. The dragon is a helpful spirit in Eastern traditions, and so therefore anything like collaborating on the environment works really well. In terms of social circumstances, it's been very tumultuous with social issues. And so the year of the dragon is also very, very positive for social situations. I hope that you guys are excited about that. So a lot of different groups of people have been marginalized and have been trying to rise up. We've talked about it astrologically with the square of the nodes to Pluto and some of the astrology that I just mentioned for the new moon in Aquarius that we did just the other day, and the Leo new moon that happened last year and how that correlates with the North Node Chiron conjunction that's coming up at the end of the month, but really at the beginning of March. And so it's a very nice combination that at the time when we are most stretched socially and people are marginalized, that we have a tradition that's saying that it's going to be very auspicious for social connection. It's a highly individualistic sign that challenges you to also work hard on yourself. So if you are a self-starter and you're doing your own thing, this is very good for you. A lot of effort behind your pursuits will lead you to success, okay? So health is very important in the year of the dragon. It's a very, especially Chinese astrology focuses on health a lot more than Western astrology does. I know there's medical astrology, but I don't follow that whole avenue, that whole genre. But in terms of Chinese predictions, there's always something about health. So in terms of the year of the dragon, it's a high energy year where we are supposed to apply a lot of effort in our physical matters. High energy yields success. The other kind of connecting feature for the year of the dragon is to manage mental health and especially stress. With so many different things going on that are about to happen, make sure that you are managing your stress well and you're taking care of your mental health. Okay. Also, social connections are key to mental health. So try to build good connections with others, nurture the connections that you have, seek out new opportunities if other things are not working to your liking. So if a relationship is not giving to you what you deserve, maybe this is a sign that you should bow out and find more auspicious friendships. And I'll tell you as we go through the zodiac by each animal who to look for, and so some nuance with that. Here are the couple challenges with regard to the year of the dragon. Number one is overambition. So trying too hard in the year of the dragon can lead to exhaustion and burnout. All of you guys who work in social media, make sure that you're pacing yourself and that you're not going to burn out, because a burnout is possible if you take too much on, and so just make sure that you're taking care of yourself and make sure to take downtime to nurture yourself. I'm going for New Year's dinner right after I'm finished doing this, and I'm excited. I'm wearing red. I know it doesn't look like it right now, but I have a red shirt on. This is a way to kind of pace yourself and throw a little bit of joy and happiness into your life as you are doing things that you have to do. And then there's also the issue of conflict resolution. There is a tendency of people here to have strong opinions. And so there is the combination of the wood energy and the assertiveness of the dragon can lead to some kinds of conflicts arising. The wood energy is assertive as well. And so that can lead to people really wanting to push their ideas over top of others, some being presumptive, needlessly aggressive, or whatever else. So stay out of trouble. Don't argue with people. Just do your own thing and do it well. And when faced with conflict, practice patience and diplomacy to overcoming any disagreements. The dragon is a sign of collaboration and teamwork, and you'll learn about that in just a minute. So it is a sign that is positive for social interactions, but it is also important that we know how to manage them well. So it's a very powerful year of growth and success and innovation, leadership. All of these things are bold this year. And so let's get into a sign by sign reading. Today we're not doing the zodiac, so Aries through Pisces. We're doing rat through pig. Okay, so go into the time caps, go into the screen, zoom to find your place. But we begin our tale of the zodiac, the Chinese zodiac. We begin our tale of the Chinese zodiac. Sorry, I'm excited. Is in the story of the Jade Emperor. And so the Jade Emperor had made a decree, an announcement that there would be a great race. And so he invited all the animals to participate in this great race to get over the river and reach the finish line. And so the order of the zodiac is actually determined by the order at which each animal finished. And as we go through each animal of the zodiac, I will tell you what the part of the story referring to them is. If you guys want, I have some Chinese fortune-telling sticks. I haven't used them in a long time. I got their authentic Chinese fortune-telling sticks, a very ancient form of fortune-telling. If the members who are the all-stars want me to do their extra offer, because remember, we're doing your all-sign readings this month. If you're an all-sign member and you would like me to do a reading for your zodiac sign with these ancient Chinese sticks for the year of the dragon, let me know in the comments and we can use one of your sessions for that. So let me know in the comments if you're interested in this. They're intense, the messages, just so you guys know. Ancient astrology and ancient divination practices tended to be very fatalistic and intense, not just in East Asia, but in the West and in India as well. So that's why ancient practices tended to have these fatalistic messages. So just a warning that there are certain messages in those Chinese wooden sticks that are intense to hear, and that's why I don't use them, because I don't want to scare anyone or anything, but I like them. I like them a lot, and I would love to share them with you guys. So if you're an all-star member and you want me to do your offering, we have 3 offerings to finish. One I'm working on now, the second one, and then the third one. So if you want to use one of those offerings for the Chinese fortune-telling sticks for the Year of the Dragon, I would be very happy to do that. Today I'm reading with Tarot of the Asians. It's in German, so hopefully I can get through it okay. I got a lot of decks in German before because they weren't available in any other language. A lot of these are out of print decks, so let's use Tarot of the Asians, a very beautiful deck, and let's get into it. Thank you. Gong hei fat choi, everyone. Okay, enjoy. Hi, rats. Gong hei fat choi, and Happy New Year for all my friends who are rats. Welcome to the Year of the Dragon. I hope you have a wonderful year. This year is an auspicious year for you, and I'll tell you about some of the nuances that I learned about just below. If you're new, the years listed here correlate with the years in which rats were born. So if you were born on those following years after January, after the new year, then that means that you are a rat. So this is good, and this is East Asian associations, so it does not necessarily have the same connotations that Western traditions of the rat have. The rat is seen like as a very industrious, hardworking animal, one that is clever and smart. So it is considered an auspicious animal. In the race that I described in the beginning, the rat actually asked the ox actually offered to carry the rat across the river because the rat could not swim. And just as they were reaching the bank of the other side of the river, the rat jumped off the ox and won the race, beat him to the finish line, and that's why it is the first sign of the Chinese Zodiac. So clever, resourceful little animal. This year, you want to look at establishing your current relationships, both in friendship and love. The ones that you already have will yield success when you nurture them. It's a very favorable time for you for luck in social circles. So luck through people you know is very favorable, and it will lead you to a lot of success. So take a look at your friends, take a look at your loved ones. You will grow exponentially around them in good connection. In terms of wealth, you see rewards for investments that you have put into yourself, be it time or money or whatever else that you've invested into yourself. This is the year of rewards coming to you for the time that you've invested. That includes kids, for example. If you've invested a lot of energy into loved ones, kids, your time, you will see rewards coming from those investments. You need to make sure that you're really managing your stress really well at this time, rat. Sorry, I'm not calling you rats. You know what I mean. I mean this in a positive way. So make sure, it's just funny to say. I'm not being shady, I promise. And so make sure to take care of your mental health and especially stress. Stress can be dealt with in part with a healthy diet, minimizing stimulants such as caffeine or sugar, and also making sure to get optimum rest. And so you have great success in career possible for you this year, rat. Sorry, I'm gonna laugh through this whole one for you guys. Sorry. But you are going to find a lot of success through your network. So if you're looking for work or if you're looking to advance in your position, look to social connections. And I think that you will find a lot of success through that. So this is an auspicious year. Particularly with regard to your career success as it pertains to social relationships. Your relationships that are established will grow and prosper. Just make sure that you're avoiding stress. I did some research, and the most compatible zodiac signs for the rat are the monkey, dragon, and ox, while the one that you want to sort of avoid is the goat. So make sure to pay attention to when people are born. Okay, so let's do a tarot card reading. As I said, this is non-traditional because it's not Chinese astrology, but I thought it would be fun for us. So we have Page of Swords to take a look at for every single sign, what the message is for your animal zodiac. So we have the Seven of Cups, which is ruled by Venus in Scorpio. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. And then we have the Lovers. Ooh, look at this, rat. And then we have the Queen of Cups. These are in German, so I'm sorry if I mess something up, but they're beautiful, and it is an Asian-themed deck, which I thought would be nice to have to celebrate the new year, the lunar year. Then we have the Magician. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, Moon in Taurus. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So if you have those water or fire energies, maybe this is especially important for you. Or if there are people in your life who have these energies. I think the red is confusing the camera for the kind of zooming in focus area. It's having a hard time focusing. Okay, so we have the World, or the Last Judgment, as the last card. Okay, on the bottom I see the Hanged Man. So right away it's telling me that there is a period in which you have to use patience in order to get what you want. Or maybe you have already used patience in some way to get to where you are going. You will feel very emotionally stimulated this year by the things that are happening around you. I presume because we're talking about established relationships, there's already stuff going on there that is very important to you. Right when we laid down the first line, I noticed a really interesting thing that was happening. We had the Page of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. What this suggests to me is that you are in a situation in which you're sort of new to it, or it's something that's new to you, in which you're not clear on certain things about it. Like you just don't know certain things about it, or you're not sure about how things will work out. And that's leading you to be cautious or take some caution in a situation. I think that something's going on for you in terms of like emotional clarity in situations that's causing you to be a little bit more reserved at the beginning of the year. And so I think that's only self-protection, or maybe because you're in an environment that's fairly new to you. And so you don't want to overstep your boundaries. You're not sure about it, something like that. So I think that's interesting. The end is that you have a huge end to the year that's coming up. I think that it's likely that you will take a large risk this year. And remember, the end of the year, in terms of the year of the dragon, will end in January or February of 2025. So since the year starts in the lunar year a little bit differently than in Western system. So we're looking at January, February of next year. So it looks as though you're going to conserve your energy and then apply your energy in some way to you're going to take a big step, something that you love or something that you have learned from a loved one. So this would be something like learning a skill from a loved one and then building it up a certain way. And then the Last Judgment here, the Last Judgment represents a large, drastic decision that's going to change a lot of the things for you and around you. There are two queens here. We have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. That suggests to me that there is a collaborative energy specifically between women, but it's not exclusive to just women, okay? So if this does not pertain to women in your life, that's perfectly fine. But we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands, and they're collaborating. They're looking to the past on something that was successful. You know what I said about investments? The Seven of Pentacles is all about investments. Someone put an investment into something that's going to yield a hard reward, and so a large reward. And so whoever that is, whether you put that investment in yourself or it's a part of your family, that's going to yield you're going to make some kind of a large decision, a decision that's going to take you somewhere, transform your world. It's going to be a big step. This could be siblings that are looking at something together. So this could be an issue that involves family and money, family inheritance, such as finally cashing out an inheritance or something to invest it into something very something that you see as very auspicious. But it's going to take some time to get going. And once it gets going, then you'll know exactly where to go with things. This can also suggest that there's a powerful connection in terms of a relationship. Remember, in our overview, there was like this suggestion that established relationships are actually more important than the relationships that are new for you this year. This is where you want to place focus. And so the Seven of Pentacles, it feels like established. It does not feel like a ton of new relationships that you have to take care of, but more to do with what am I going to do with this now that I have it, and maybe initiating something, a big decision, a big step, on the heels of saving money, on the heels of being conservative, okay? So Gong Hei Fat Choi, Rat, I hope that you guys have a wonderful year, and stay tuned for more astrology from me. If you want to know more, I have several different creators that are Chinese and Eastern Asian who are putting together these lists on their own, so you can check that out in the description in the playlist. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, Ox. Welcome to the Year of the Dragon. Gong Hei Fat Choi for you. We're going to do a little tarot card spread, then talk about some of the associations for your Chinese Zodiac sign. This is not Taurus. This is the Ox. And then we will do the in-depth tarot card reading for this year. So if you were born in one of these years, then you know that you were born on the year of the ox. And so the ox is a kind animal, and in the famous story of crossing the river, the ox allows the rat to jump on its head to cross the river, and as they reach the bank on the other side, the rat scurries off, jumps off the ox's head, and finishes to the finish line first. That's why the ox is second, because it allowed the rat to ride on its head, but second is not bad at all. So at least with a kind gesture. So oxes are kind. Okay, so let's see your tarot cards for this year. We have the Page of Cups. And then we have the Three of Swords. We'll get through it. It's okay. I'll explain everything in a minute. That sounds right for what we're about to work through in terms of the astrology. Then we have the Nine of Wands. And then we have the Lovers. And then we have the Five of Cups. Oh, a little bit of emotional damage here at the beginning of the year for the ox. And then we have the Four of Cups, excuse me. See, there's going to be a turnaround soon. And then we have the Emperor. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Or maybe a relationship is out there for you at the end of the year. And then we have the Six of Swords. Somebody helps you leave a situation behind that has been weighing on you. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, somebody's coming into your life. I think that it's a new relationship for many of you. I always read mindfully in the idea that not everybody is meant to have a relationship, or not everybody wants one. So this can be a friendship or other type of connection, okay? I don't want to trigger anyone, and I understand this is a general reading for the Year of the Ox. So overall, let me give you an idea of what the ox should expect for this following year. So it's moderately successful, provided that you apply a lot of effort. So that's why we're seeing certain cards like the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. In the onset, it will be a harder year for you that you can turn around with effort, which I know that you're good at. The part of the story in which the rat betrays the ox, jumps off its head, and beats it to the finish line has a little bit of a truth to it in terms of how that applies to your year right now. Your goodwill, no good deed goes unpunished. So your goodwill allowed the rat to take advantage of you and win the race. However, you still got second place and you got to be a good person. So I don't know what's better, double dealing others or being fair. Okay. So at first, maybe it will feel a little bit like a year of some conflict or some disappointment because maybe there is some duplicity going on right now. However, once the year gets going, once you get on your game, you will be very successful and you will find your pace within it. This is going to be a year in which established love relationships and friendship relationships, companionships are more successful than ones of a new variety. But here we see as though someone's coming into your life to pull you away. We'll get to that in a minute when I do the tarot card reading. I just want to give you an idea of what's ahead. The financial outlook for this year is steady, which means that it is steady and continuous, but you have to put in effort. Pretty much in the whole year, everything will require effort from you. Effort to do well, effort to prosper, to face opposition, or face whatever comes up. Your health is going to be very strong, so that's very important. So more so than any other zodiac this year, the year of the dragon, and remember, this is the Chinese or Eastern practice, the Lunar New Year. So it starts actually at the beginning of our Western system. So from now until January, February 2025, you are going to have a particularly strong year in terms of your health. So you will be able to meet these challenges as they come up. Your hard work will turn out successful. So what seems at first like a lot to carry, a lot to take on, once it gets underway, it is going to be very successful and it will lead to opportunities, particularly in leadership. So, you know, as the ox was carrying the rat to the other side of the river, people were watching, and people are watching you be kind. People are watching you do good deeds. So make sure that you are not worried about being yourself and being kind and helpful. There are energies that are going to come in to help you move on and help you succeed. Okay, so I just want to mention for you guys basically which zodiac, Chinese Zodiac or Eastern Zodiac signs to watch out for and what to avoid. So the ox is most compatible with the rooster, snake, and rat, despite its betrayal of you, and it's least compatible with the horse. So if someone is born the year of the horse, you may want to be cautious around people from that year at this time. So let's look at what I'm getting from the tarot, and this is non-traditional Chinese practice. Of course, it's tarot, it's a Western tradition, but I hope that it gives you an idea of what's coming ahead. To me, it comes in two parts, the two main messages. It seems as though there is a disappointing situation that you begin the year with. At the beginning of the year, there's something that has caused you, especially emotional disappointment. You wish that it had been different, but it feels as though it is a betrayal, just like the rat betrayed the ox in the story. At some point this year, there is going to be some kind of awakening, the Four of Cups here. There will be a new energy coming in, like a hope of a new day. And so that's going to wake you up from this grieving period. It really feels like a betrayal of someone close to you. So like someone, like you were helping the rat across the river and then it jumped off and beat you to the finish line. Same type of energy here, where your heart was really open in a situation and that caused you probably some withdrawal. So expect this year to begin with wanting to withdraw, wanting some time to yourself. It feels like maybe somebody close to you had done this. So I'm really sorry if that had happened in the past. I'm not saying this will happen now. It feels like that's what you're coming into this year with. I think that there is some, like I said in the story, there was people watching what was going on, or entities watching. And so they saw the ox being benevolent to the rat. That's why the ox gets rewarded with leadership positions. And likewise, in the situation that you were in, that you feel so blocked by, that you're protecting yourself from, there was people watching. And so rumors are spreading, positive rumors, and these positive rumors are saying like a positive side to your side of the story. And so just be patient, allow everything to work its way. I think that there are people who are on your side and who see your side, and they're conveying messages. We have strong water energy here. So we have I think this is the page, right? The new information. We have the Knight here, and we have the Queen of Cups. So a lot of this has to do with like emotional, things, like where people are like, they see a situation and they don't like the fact that someone did you dirty or something happened that was against you. They think you deserve better. They know you deserve better. And so therefore there is energy that is working behind the scenes in order to vindicate you and to help you. If you have had conflict with a partner, it feels as though there are people that are putting in energy into that situation to rectify it. So to resolve the misunderstandings that have crept up. And so look forward to the fact that there are people that are spreading positive information into circumstances that are trying to lift up the situation and help a circumstance out. There's also another dimension to this. The other dimension is there may be a situation in which you feel outnumbered, or you feel surrounded, or you got yourself into some kind of a situation where there's not many options for what to do about them. I think that there's someone who you will meet throughout the next year until February of 2025 who will help you to move on from the remnants of an unfortunate situation. So if somebody is lashing out at you for no particular reason, and you're hurt about it and you're conflicted by what's happened, I think that there is an intervention coming for you in the way of a helpful friend. This is the Emperor, so I'm not going to try to, how do I say this? I'm not pulling your chain. I'm not trying to, make this like dramatic, but this could be a significant love interest who is taking you away from the situation where you will feel great, where you will feel much better, and they're taking you out of that environment that's so hostile. This could be someone who you've been dealing with who is petty, shallow, low-minded individual, and it feels like you've been through certain degrees of mental distress or emotional distress from the hard treatment that you've been getting. This could be a family member, because we have the Lovers here. So it could be someone who you think that shouldn't be doing this at all. So you should be very disorienting that this person is behaving this way, that's putting you in this position. But like I said, there's someone's coming in as a helper to you who's going to take you away from everything that's happening to a place where your heart can be settled and where you will feel better. So I wrote on the bottom that this is a transition year for you, Ox. So you're one of the signs. It's not a bad year, but it's a year in transition. So work hard, apply yourself. Don't get caught up on the details that are coming up now, and you will do fine. Put your heart on your sleeve. Even if it's been hurt, you will succeed, okay? So Gong Hei Fat Choi, that's wishing you luck in Chinese. And so I hope that you have a nice year ahead. Take care. Bye. Hi, Tiger. Gong Hei Fat Choi and Happy New Year, the Year of the Dragon. Welcome to the Year of the Dragon. I'm excited to tell you about what's going on. I've decided to put down tarot cards first, then I'll give you an overview of what to look for. In the meantime, check if you are the Year of the Tiger by checking the years in the list here. So if you were born on one of those following years, that means that you were born in the Year of the Tiger. Okay, so let's see what your tarot cards have for the upcoming year. Remember, the upcoming year is until February of 2025. That's when the next new moon in Aquarius is. Okay, so let's see. First, we have the Page of Cups. Okay. I'll interpret this after we do the intro about what this year means for you. And remember, I'm not a traditional Chinese astrologer. If you want to take a look at some East Asian voices talking about these topics, I made a playlist for everyone to review. I've just found different videos on the web that I thought were helpful. We have the King of Swords. And then we have the Tower. Okay. And then we have the Page of Swords. There's a lot of people involved in your life at this time. I'll get to that in a minute. You have a very interesting year ahead. And then we have the Queen of... Which queen is this? Queen of Cups? I'm sorry, with all the red, I think the camera's having a hard time focusing. I want to show you the card. There you go. And then we have the Death card. Wow, lots of intense changes. But this is an auspicious year for the Tiger, so don't worry. And then we have the Magician. There we go. Something comes from the change. And that makes sense. I'm going to explain it all for you guys in just a moment. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. And the last card is, so we have the Strength card. Leo. For the Year of the Tiger. Okay. For the Year of the Tiger, for the Tiger. Okay. So we have the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom, and that makes sense for the year ahead. So in terms of the race, the Tiger won 3rd place because of his strong swimming skills. So he put a lot of effort into his swim, and I'm a swimmer, so I can really relate to this story, and then achieve that through endurance, through his own volition. So the ox and the rat beat the tiger through, the ox helped the rat, and they got 1st and 2nd place, but the tiger got 3rd place and swam through the currents to be to achieve success. And so for tigers, the association is that of courage, bravery, exerting a lot of force to achieve what they want. And so if you are a tiger, you probably have these qualities that you channel through you, these types of energies. So for the Year of the Dragon, this is how the outlook looks for the tiger. So for you, it's more to do about new relationships than established relationships. There will be a lot of passion, a lot of vibrancy in your life, but look to new relationships to blossom as opposed to a focus on established relationships. And for those of you who don't want love, this also entails non-romantic platonic relationships. This is a very lucky year, especially where you take risks. So if risks are kind of a trope for the tiger in Chinese Zodiac. And so if you are prone to take risks, calculated, wise risks, then you will be lucky. Risk combined with effort will lead you to success this year. And in terms of health, because it's a high frequency year, make sure to watch out for chances of minor injuries. So if you exert a lot of energy into the things that you are doing, you may find that chances of small nicks and scratches. So pace yourself to avoid any minor injuries. And so in terms of your career, your outlook and success, basically the combination of creative projects and you taking a leadership position will really drive your success this year. You will see a lot of success this year, and it's considered an auspicious year. For every zodiac sign, I'm giving you the signs you're most compatible with, including one to watch out for. So for tigers, this is for all time, forever. You are most compatible with the horse, dog, and pig, while the snake is an animal that you want to avoid. So let's talk about your tarot cards, because they're talking about money, that's for sure. At first, I feel like there is some sort of disruption. There is a lot of people here. There is the Page of Swords, Page of Cups, and this is Queen of Swords and a Queen of Cups. There's the Tower, there's the Death card. It's likely that there is going to be a lot of upheaval, transformation, where you have to be very quick on your feet. I think that we're looking at swords and water, which is, I think, in some ways like some type of not seeing each other for each other's qualities, or maybe not seeing each other for what each other is bringing to the situation. So a lack of communication. This may lead to a decision to change your path. So if you are in conflict right now with someone, and this does not have to be females, it's just queens, but it could be any gender person. This is really strongly telling me that you should quickly make the change. Do not wait to see what this situation is about. Do not wait to see it drag on. In fact, I don't think that is going to drag on. Drag on. I just thought of that. It's not going to drag on forever. Sorry, it's a stupid pun, but it's funny. Okay, so it's not going to drag on forever. I'm going to hear it for the rest of my life. I've cursed myself. Bang. Okay, so it's not going to drag on forever. And quick action is going to help to resolve the issue. Likewise, it feels like there is like butting of the heads that's going on. I don't think it's in ill will. I just think that the Queen of Swords may be emotionally stunted, whereas the Queen of Cups may not have the intellectual capacity to understand. So they're just not seeing eye to eye in such a natural way. And so you have the Tower and the Death card. This can also suggest that quick resolution, application of effort towards this situation will really put it, to a stop. So maybe that has something to do with it. And so there's it feels very strongly, this is just intuitive tarot. It has nothing to do with Chinese astrology. I'm just linking it for your Chinese zodiac this time. But I think it really is suggesting that a situation very abruptly changes. And so that looks intense and it feels overwhelming. It feels like a big issue, a big life event. But look what comes on the other side. We have the Magician, the Nine of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the Ten of Pentacles. To me, this leads to success. Something reaches a boiling point for you, Tiger, Okay. And it's almost like you have to put an end to it. You have to resolve it. In some situations, this is going to be like, we have to have a sit down and stop this fighting. Let's say two sisters are fighting. And so you're like, we have to stop because we're ruining our friendship or ruining our relationship. And so you have that talk and you work it out. And in certain instances, it will involve you saying, this is over, such as quitting a job, changing your environment, moving on from the things that are happening around you. So there is very quick there's a really quick turnaround in a situation involving really heavy emotions. This is very frustrating for people. And I think that there's like rough reactions from people in this situation. But the fact that you have this very forceful, taking a risk, quitting your job, moving quickly, and I'm not telling anyone to quit a job out there. This is a tarot card reading. Use your best judgment. But because you're so quick moving in terms of your decision making, you will initiate a new path, and on that path you find financial success and you find your own success. So to me, it seems as though the situation has been holding you back. I'm not trying to be encouraging of conflict or something like that. But it really feels like you begin to shine and you begin to thrive once you remove yourself from the dynamics that are so destructive. There's something destructive going on, and it feels like a stalemate, like I said. And so I think that once you get free and clear from that situation, once you take a step back, then you will apply yourself and see the fruits of your labor. You will see prosperity blossom, and the 10 of Pentacles. This is stuff you've already worked for. And so maybe at first there is a situation in which it's frustrating, and you see, maybe you have a bad manager, maybe you're under a bad manager and you're stressing out, and then a new opportunity shows up where you can apply all of the things that you've learned about bad management practices and be like, I'm going to do a good job here. Or maybe this situation that becomes so unbearable that you react to it, and that leads you to taking certain risks that you wouldn't have made otherwise, and that leads you to success. So be bold, be smart this year, be open to new relationships. Remember, this is a year of new relationships for you, and seek out these new levels of success. Okay, so Gong Hei Fa Choi, tigers, my little tigers, I hope you have a good year. If you want to know more from more Asian voices, I'm not Asian, I'm Eastern European. So if you want to hear from Asian voices, I did make a playlist of videos from Asian creators that are talking about this year. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a happy new year. Hi Rabbit, Gong Hei Fa Choi, and Happy New Year, the year of the dragon. I hope you guys are doing well. If you were born on one of the following years, then you are a rabbit, so you want to watch this part of the video. Okay, so let's first pull some tarot cards. I want to remind you, this is not a traditional Chinese or Eastern Zodiac reading. If you want to learn more from Eastern voices or people who represent East Asian communities, I did make a playlist for you to review. So more traditional interpretations, but I think I did a good job, so I hope you enjoy this. First we have the Page of Cups, then we have the Hanged Man. Oops. Then we have the Four of Wands. Okay, so good things are coming. Just be patient. I'll tell you guys a little bit of an intro in terms of what you should know about this year as well. We have the Nine of Wands. Cards are jumping for you, Rabbit. Well, when you hear the story of how the rabbit crossed the river, then you'll laugh, I hope. Okay, then we have the Chariot. Personal reflection right away. I can say Personal reflection upon issues will help you to overcome whatever you've experienced. So like reflection at home, or, you know, wherever you do your reflecting, outside by a river or by like on a log, you will gain understanding of the situations that have happened, and you will find the right answers to the circumstances. We have the moon, and then we have 3 of Pentacles. Good. You're one of these signs that is going to see success through applied effort this year. Then we have the 9 of Swords. Okay, so then you will deal with what's happened. Okay, on the bottom we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so you need to face certain things, Rabbit, and I'll get to explaining what I see for you in a minute. But first, let's talk about the general observations about Year of the Dragon for the Rabbit. Okay, so this is a harmonious year for love, and especially for forming long-lasting relationships. So meet new people, make connections, deepen established ones. So give your time to the people around you. This is a time in which you will find a lot of success on personal development. And this is what I'm seeing here, which is circumstances that cause you to need to withdraw and think about things that lead you to personal empowerment to make changes you wouldn't have made otherwise. So make sure that you're giving time for personal development, be it yoga, meditation, walking, creative arts, whatever you do to improve on yourself, put your time into those strategies. So this is a year, and this is probably the biggest warning I have for Rabbit, is be careful of investing. Okay, so be careful of speculative business pursuits. Your success this year comes from steady effort. This is a year in which you're meant to calm and relax and nurture yourself, take care of your nervous system. And so make sure that you're very cautious of speculation, taking high risks. If you watch the tiger part of the video, I told them, go for it, take the risk, whereas you're the opposite. That can lead you into financial trouble. In terms of health, your key to success is focusing on relaxation. So take time by yourself, take time to reflect on the situations. You don't have to rush. You don't have to push ahead. You don't have to overcome anyone. You just need to make sure that your nervous system is well taken care of and that you are well. So lots of time at home, lots of time at caring for yourself. This is a good year for nurturing yourself, personal development, all of these things. Your career will prosper this year. We have the Knight of Pentacles here, provided you focus on team effort and not taking undue risks. We also have the 3 of Pentacles here. So this is a year in which nurturing yourself, nurturing your environment, and focusing on yourself, getting your work done, getting the things that you need done while you allow your emotional self to heal and transform will be the strategy to beat. I'll tell you about the 9 of Swords in a minute. Next, I just want to tell you which signs you're typically most compatible with. So Rabbit is most compatible with sheep, pig, or dog, and you actually want to avoid dragons. So dragon energy is different than your own. It comes into conflict. It's much more aggressive, and it stimulates your nervous system, which makes you nervous and uncomfortable, and it's not good for you. Okay, so let's talk about the tarot. And like I said, this is non-traditional. Watch the other creators who are talking about this from a traditional perspective. And this is covering the time period from now until the next new moon in Aquarius, which is in January or February of next year. Okay, so the big message is the Ace of Cups. There's a lot of nurturing that is going on in your tarot cards until next year. The outcome of this is the Ace of Cups. You have to take care of yourself on an emotional way. And I think that this is a year in which Rabbit will really need to explore their emotions, explore their feelings, explore and think about the things that have happened in the past, especially with immature people, so that you can come to closure over situations that have been misleading or difficult to get through. You will get through them this year. So if you have some emotional issues that are weighing down on you, that are pushing you down, this year you will find the resolution for that. But specifically the Hanged Man and the Nine of Wands, definitely you need to disconnect from other people, stop the stimuli from the outside in, and focus on the subtext of what's happening, what's going on under the surface, and why you are feeling this way. The other thing that I'm noticing is a reorientation for you, which means that you were focusing in one direction in the previous year, and this year is a real reorientation of where to focus. So if you're focusing on the nature of your relationships, of why things are working out a certain way, and questioning how and why they're working out, I actually think you will find more success by focusing on the material world, especially like money, financial, whatever you do for work where you apply your effort and time. If you work out at a gym, this is going to be a very good year for you. Just literal, if you, let's say, build things with your hands and you're just a very tactile person, not so much feeling, just more doing. The things that you're doing, exerting your effort, even if you're like, let's say, an accountant and you work at the computer and you apply effort that way, that's where you will find success. I think that somebody is possibly coming into your life. I think that the theme of the year is once you get through all the things that you presently know about, I'm not saying new things are coming in. Once you get through the hang-ups and the difficult dynamics that you're working through now, there is going to be someone who comes in. I think they're of a material nature, so Earth, kind of from the Western Zodiac, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn-like energy, possibly. Someone who doesn't mess around with, how do I say this? Like it feels like gaslighting. It feels like you've been exposed to very emotionally difficult, damaging, manipulative situations. And so it is with the simple experiences, having a walk with your friend, just going for a drive with your partner, whatever that is, the literal simple actions are actually going to be the antidote with what you're trying to work through. So you will work through the gaslighting that has happened, but also after moving forward away from that, the focus on the material, just simple things like picking flowers or baking bread, whatever that helps you just focus on simple material world will actually lead you to the success. Ultimately, the Nine of Swords came up. That's very interesting. I just think that at the end of this year, which means early next year in 2025, you are going to have to accept that someone treated you a certain way. So through this year, I think that you had worked up some kind of closure with regard to a situation, but then time forces you to sort of move on and move past it. And so therefore, there's an aspect of it that hasn't completed. And the part that hasn't completed probably has to do with something to do with accepting that someone actually did this. It's a level of healing that you're going to reach. And the Nine of Swords is revisiting that situation in your mind and saying to yourself, they actually did put me through that, but you're doing that from a safe space. You're already surrounded by a better job, a more clear world. And from that place of safety, you will revisit that. So what I would say this appears to be is that when you're feeling, I feel like you feel claustrophobic right now. I feel like you feel overwhelmed. And I feel like someone has been doing a lot of toxic dealings around you. And so the only thing that you have been doing as an antidote is running away and hiding at home, which is bringing you peace and serenity and all of those things. But in some way, I feel like their actions have been still very shocking or jolting to your nervous system. So for now, maybe the action is just not to look at that situation too closely, and then just move on and begin this new path. And then once you, in terms of work or in terms of having a more stable dynamic or relationship or social relationship to rely on, you can look back at this situation. Maybe you're forgiving someone who doesn't deserve that much forgiveness, like someone was really not nice or holding you back, and you got out of there, but you ran away. And then at the end of this year, probably early in 2025, you will reflect on that situation and recognize that, like, holy crap. You know how this is reminding me of, like, when you have an interaction with someone and you give them the benefit of the doubt while you're in the moment, you're prone to give them more forgiveness, more consideration. But when you look back at it from a place of safety, you're like, wow, that person was really wrong, and that person was really dark. And so the Nine of Swords reflects upon your acknowledgement of the situation that you left behind. Okay, Rabbit, I hope you have an auspicious year. I hope you have a good year, the year of the dragon. Make sure to take care of yourself, to get through it. Relaxation, take that time at home, spend time on the simple things as opposed to, trying to, like, overpower the situations or be generally, very assertive. Creative endeavors flourish. So anything you're doing at home that's creative, that focuses on harmony and creativity, leads to success. And people who you can work in a very compatible way will lead you to success, and there is financial or career success in positive teams that you are a part of. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching Gong Hei Fat Choi, and I hope you have a happy year of the dragon. Take care. Bye. Hi dragons, Gong Hei Fat Choi, and Happy New Year to you, the year of the dragon. So just first and foremost, this year begins on February 9th and continues into February 2025. So that's when we're speaking of the year. It's not until December. And if you were born on one of the following days, then you are a dragon. This is a very important year if you were born the year of the dragon. Some superstitions do acknowledge that this may come with some challenge, but I have a way for you to remedy that. So let me tell you about that in a minute. First and foremost, let's pick the cards. So your first card is the Three of Cups. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. And then we have the Sun. This is the first sign, I've done 5, that we've seen the Sun come through. It is an auspicious year, don't get me wrong, but you are a competing energy. Then we have the Death card, or Scorpio energy. We're not using the Western Zodiac system for this reading. And then we have the Knight of Cups in the center. There's a change, a powerful change. And the Two of Wands. Okay. These are beautiful cards called the Tarot of the Asian, or Asian Tarot. Then we have the King of Pentacles, lots of earth energy around you. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Look at you, dragon. Ching ching. Well, money is going to be abundant this year. That's from my readings on the subject for you. So I think it's pretty exciting. And then we have the Five of Swords. Okay. And then on the bottom, we have the Page of Wands. Okay, Page of Wands, a Sag, a Leo, or an Aries, secondary transits, and Earth, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We'll talk about this. It's essentially pointing to the fact that there is a fresh start for you, dragons, that you are pursuing, and not all of that will be received as well as you hope, or others may feel threatened by the fact that you are pursuing these new pursuits or avenues. Okay, so first of all, the dragon. Let me tell you about what happened to the dragon in the Great Race. So the Jade Warrior offered a race to the animals who can reach the finish line first by crossing the river. And so the dragon can fly, of course, but it wasn't first, it was fifth. And the reason it was fifth is because it's a benevolent dragon in Eastern traditions. In the West, the dragon is associated with danger and threats, but in the East, it's considered as a benefic, a benevolent creature. And so what the dragon did was it helped the villagers by creating rain for their crops. So it saved the crops of the villagers. So that took some time. And then another distraction was that it actually helped the rabbit who finished fourth by blowing the log that the rabbit was on when it was crossing the river to the other side to make sure that the rabbit could get across. So the dragon is associated generally with very benefic energies, very helpful, very kind, and it is considered the king of the zodiac. The problem for any sign when the sign comes back to its own energy, so the year of the dragon for the dragon, is that the animal for whom this year is in the same year as the year of that animal, they have to appease an energy called Tai Sui, which is the antithesis of a Jupiter-like energy. So it's the antithetical, the opposite energy of a benefic and kind energy. So when it's your year, whatever year it is, the year of the dragon, year of the rat, the issue that you have to get over is that you're competing with the nemesis of good luck and fortune. And so that good luck and fortune tries to undermine your success, which is great. And so the way to appease Tai Sui, which is an energy, it's not a person, it's an energy, is to wear lots of red. Some people wear lots of jade. And I've also heard that amber is very auspicious as well. So wearing lots of gold, wearing lots of jade. If you can wear a red t-shirt if you like, but just wear lots of red to circumnavigate the negative energies brought up by the competition, brought onto you by Tai Sui, okay? And so essentially, in terms of love, this is a year for new beginnings in love for you, much more so than established relationships. So this is where you will find the greatest amount of success. Your luck is very strong, particularly in your personal endeavors. So the things that you do for you, you will find great success, great growth, great potential. Also, you are able to achieve great financial success this year. And so your innovative approach and benefic attitude really helps to and pays off. So be you, be kind, be unwavering, be yourself, and you will see the outcomes of that character. Your health is good, but you're one of these animals that has to manage their stress effectively. So make sure that the stress that you're experiencing is taken care of. And this is a year of great exponential growth for your career, especially in leadership opportunities. But just make sure that you are wearing red, that you're practicing good energy, that you're appeasing Tai Sui, and that you really enjoy this year and can get across its obstacles. The most compatible signs for you are the rat, the monkey, and the rooster. And the sign that you want to sort of stay away from is the rabbit. So that is the kind of gist of it. So now let's do the tarot. And this is my interpretation. It's not traditional whatsoever. So if you want a more traditional approach, I made a playlist of East Asian creators that are talking about the year of the dragon, so you can review their content as well. So first and foremost, when I saw this Page of Wands, to me, this suggested that you're embarking on a new path that not everybody will understand or not everybody will like. So you're prone to ruffle some feathers. The other thing that I'm seeing in your tarot cards right away is that there's a Three of Cups here. This Three of Cups to me suggests that there is a coming back of past situations into your life. So you are going to reconnect with something or someone from the past and reignite that connection. I'm questioning whether or not that brings with it certain issues of the past that you had with this individual. But here we have the suggestion that that connection, this is the Sun, will be something that you feel very fulfilled by and happy. It's the end of an ending. It's the end of a completion. There is new things that you're looking towards with this other person or with these other people. But I think at the same time, you're embarking on a new path that I think that maybe there will be a lack of understanding from people around you. So maybe they will not necessarily understand your new friends or understand the new things that you're interested by. So it's a balancing act. It doesn't mean that you have to let go of these old connections, but I think that you would be doing yourself a disservice by not pursuing the things that are coming to you this year by trying to appease someone else. I think that you have some pretty stubborn people around you. There's a lot of disc cards, the king, the knight, and the queen of discs. So I think that people around you that are already around you may have very particular ways of doing things, and they may not be as flexible as you. They may be stuck in their ways. And so make sure that you're mindful of this so they don't discourage you from being you this year. The key to success this year is you being you putting your effort into your life. Go after, the things that you want. Do not apologize. There is great potential for financial gains for you this year, but you have to follow your instincts, not the rabbit's instincts, not the snake's instincts. Follow your own instincts, dragon, and that will lead you to success. I think that there may be at times feeling some degree of frustration, but let this frustration be your motivation. The fact that others do not see what you're seeing as an opportunity in the direction you're going, it's their problem and their loss. It's not a conflict of interest that will lead to bad things. If everybody saw the same thing as wonderful, perfect, great, then there wouldn't be people being successful, because being successful in part is finding that needle in the haystack, finding the treasure in the dirt, right? So you're finding your own treasure, and you may find that convincing those people that are close to you will be difficult. They won't understand where you're coming from. They won't understand your vision. They won't understand you. And so that's why the Five of Swords came up here, in my opinion, that you're really setting off on a new path. And what that suggests is that you need to build new relationships this year for success, open up to new love, new friendships, people who see the world the way that you see it now. Embrace those things. Early on in this year, in the first part of this season of the Year of the Dragon, I think that you are going to reconnect with someone and it's going to make you very happy. So don't avoid this connection just because you're ultimately going to go and explore new relationships and new friendships elsewhere. Okay? So put your heart on your sleeve. Don't bow down to other people's opinions. Push forward. You will find so much success when you do. And so happy New Year again, dragons. And I hope you have a wonderful year. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, Snake. Gong Hei Fat Choi, and Happy New Year, the Year of the Dragon. My name is Varush, and we're going to take a look at your Chinese Zodiac sign to see what kind of a year ahead it will be for you. Here are the years you want to refer to for your Zodiac placements. And if you were born one of the following years, then that means you're a snake. And not the Western kind, the Eastern kind. So I'll tell you a little bit about the snake and what to expect for the Chinese New Year. I want to remind you, as you can tell, I'm Slavic, reflector color. So you can watch some wonderful creators from East Asia in the playlist for the Year of the Dragon playlist, and they will tell you more traditional interpretations for the Year of the Dragon. But I did do my research, even though I'm not an East Asian astrologer. I have an interest in this. This is fun. So let's take a look at what your fortune will be. First, I'll pick some tarot cards for you. So we have the Lovers first, not bad. And then we have the Craft. It's German, so it's Leo, the Strength card. And then we have the Hierophant, Taurus energy. Very nice. So 3 higher arcana right off the bat for snake energy. And then we have the Two of Cups. This is the first time we've seen the Two of Cups show up for anyone. Let's see what else we have. Then we have the Two of Wands. Not bad. Two of Wands. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. I have to translate from the German, so sorry if I have to. They're abstract cards too, so it's like, which one is that? Okay, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. They're very pretty. It's Tarot of the Asians. So it's like a nice theme for an Asian holiday, Lunar New Year. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. And then ultimately we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So I have things to tell you, Snake. Let's see what's on the bottom. We have the 10 of Wands. Okay, this makes sense. Don't worry about the 10 of Wands as something inauspicious. I'll explain right now. So the snake was cunning, and he hitched a ride on the horse's hoof in the Great Race. That was the story that I introduced in the beginning, where all the animals were propositioned by the Jade Emperor to win a race across the Great River. And so the snake caught a ride on the horse's hoof, and just as they were reaching the finish line, the snake startled the horse and beat the horse across the finish line first. So you're a little bit cunning. And so you got the 6th spot. So this year, in the Year of the Dragon, your key is to go steady and go slow. It's not that it's a negative year for you, but it's a year in which I think planning and organized disposition, or organizing your time well, will lead to a lot of success. From the cards, I can tell that there's a lot of distractions around you that when you manage those distractions well, you will find success. We'll do the tarot card reading in a minute. in terms of love, I think that you should be looking to work on established relationships, the ones you already have, as opposed to seeking out new relationships and building on new dynamics. The zodiac signs, the animal zodiac signs, are split between new relationships and established ones. And you're one of the zodiac signs that's told to focus on established relationships as opposed to new ones. Your luck is considered mixed. This is where you have to do some careful planning, manage your time well, and put your effort in. This does not mean it's bad. It just means that it's not like a super fast speed energy. You have to be cautious. You have to be pragmatic. You have to figure out your path well. And when you do, you will be lucky. There is a gradual improvement of wealth, but that too takes planning, and long-term investments are successful as opposed to wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you know, some crap coin out there that you're investing into. Your health, again, balance and pacedness. Nothing comes to you quickly this year, so you have to be very patient and you have to allow things to work out over a period of time. You're not going to be able to rush things. You're not going to be able to get everything right away. But if you adopt a very careful strategy, a mindset of understanding and patience, then you'll get there. Okay, in terms of career, same thing. Strategic planning leads to success. You have to be willing to adapt to the things that are happening around you, the things that are changing in order to reach your success. Okay, so it is an auspicious year, moderately auspicious, but make sure that you are taking things slow in order to adapt to the energies around you. The energies of the dragon are fast moving and ever changing. And so for you, that may be something that you have to adapt to this year to find success. Okay, so you are most compatible with the following zodiac signs. I'm telling all the zodiac signs this. So your most compatible zodiac signs are Ox, Rooster, and Monkey. And the zodiac sign you want to avoid is the Tiger, because it is such an intense energy. So you need that smooth, smooth energy. So 10 of Wands to me suggests that you are navigating through interesting and a time in which there are many different things happening around you. Some good, some bad, some neutral. It's just, to me, it's pointing to the fact that there's a lot going on. Right away, I felt like if you're in an office, especially like an office that's quite small or closed, there could be someone around you engaging in an office romance, and that may make you feel very uncomfortable. So two people have begun a romance, or their romance has grown, and that is making you, it's disrupting the balance within your office. Hold on, let me just clear my throat. There's no way for me to pause this, so once I'm filming, we just gotta go. You guys are gonna have to deal with my voice being a little funny. Anyway, so we do have an energy of love here. And so there is established relationships that yield for you a lot of beautiful things that you can look forward to. Hold on, let me try to clear my throat again. Okay, sorry about that. I took a break in between doing these each sign, and so I took a sip of something, and I guess it caused that. But I'm back. Hi. And so you have the Two of Cups and the Lovers. This tells me that there is a relationship that is significant for you. So outside of the download about the office situation, you yourself are engaged in some kind of a coupling, some kind of a close relationship. Someone may be asking someone else for money. I would say that this year, be careful on any last minute uses of your money. Use your money with long-term investment or long-term mindset. This isn't the year in which to just throw money at problems or just unexpectedly choose to buy something or give someone a lot of money. This is a year for you to be very careful with that. I think that there may be multiple people who need money from you, or who, how do I say this, who your money stands to benefit. So let's say, for example, that you help a friend with a monetary situation, and then you come home and then your partner needs help. And so obviously a partner is closer than a friend. And so unexpectedly, there could be circumstances in which there are a couple different directions that are seeking things from you. And I think that's a theme for you as well in this year, in which there are multiple angles at which things are happening. And so choosing to go slowly to see how things play out will be very, very successful. Some of you may choose to get married with an established partner or someone that you're close with. I think this is a great choice. And I think that any long-term decisions that you make this year will be very, very successful. My favorite kind of sequence in terms of the tarot cards is here at the bottom. It's the 9 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. Towards the end of the year, so we're looking at early 2025, I have a feeling that you're going to use the resources that you've gathered slowly, meticulously, in order to invest it into something. You may not know what that thing is yet, but once it gets to it, you will be happy and fulfilled that you saved money and that you were cautious. If I were to describe your year ahead, definitely that cautious part is a huge part of it, because you have the 10 of Wands even here, lots of things happening. But it's two major things: a very rewarding relationship that I think is central to your life that would be happening now in the early part of the year. And then the latter part of the year, it seems to be a focus on initiating something new. That's at the beginning of next year, end of this year. And building your wealth, growing on the wealth that you have, just slowly and meticulously working your way. For some of you, there is a message here that you have found yourself in precarious financial circumstances. If you have found yourself in difficult, precarious financial situations, at the end of the year, I think that you will find an avenue through which to save money, to gather your resources. There's a vision, the 2 of Wands, a vision of where you want to see things grow. Likewise, you may be seeing a vision for you and your partner. You know where you want your relationship to grow, where you want to grow together. And so you engage in some commitment towards some long-term solution. So you being clever, you figuring out a path, and working through some terrain in which many things are going on at the same time. And so make sure to take care of your mental health and make sure that your life is balanced, so that as the things happen very quickly, you have resolve and you have resources and you have the rest to be able to respond to them. I'm not saying bad things are coming. I'm just saying that the pace of things is going to be fast. And this means that in order to reach your objectives, you want to move slowly, meticulously, so that as things present themselves, you're ready for it. Okay, so Gong Hei Fat Choi, Happy New Year to you again, Snake. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful year ahead. Sorry for the choking, but I think it's a good reading and I'm going to show you regardless. Okay, so thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, everyone. Hi, horses. Gong Hei Fat Choi, and Happy New Year to you, the year of the dragon. Let's take a look at your tarot cards for the year ahead. The Queen of Pentacles jumped out, so maybe this is a good time for money. In fact, it is a good time for money, but I'll explain how that can happen in your year in just a minute. So if you were born in the following years, this means that this is the year of the horse. this means that you were born the year of the horse, and I'm going to tell you about how the horse does in the year of the dragon. If you're interested in learning from East Asian creators who this tradition is from, I made a playlist that you can watch. Select East Asian. I think that there's a Filipina, and I think there's a couple Chinese different takes on the new year. So learn more directly from the horse's mouth. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards. We have first and foremost the devil. This is the first time this has come up. We'll talk about that and what that could mean. And then we have the next card is the Three of Cups. The devil corresponds with the sign of Capricorn. So if you have Capricorn placements, this may be especially meaningful for you. And then we have, what is this? The Queen of Cups. Nope, Queen of Swords. I think because there's so much red, the camera's having a hard time focusing. Okay. And then we have the Two of Wands. This has been coming up for a lot of people. I think that corresponds with the year of the dragon well, as it provides a lot of vision, hope, perspective on things. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We have a couple queens already. Remember, I don't read gender in cards. This means that this could be a male or female, depending on your situation. Four of Pentacles. And then we have the Tower. And then we have the High Priestess. This is the first time she's shown up. So insight and intuition. A lot of your year has to do with your instincts. So that is an aspect of intuition. So that makes sense to me. And then we have the Five of Cups here on the outcome. On the bottom, we have the Ace of Swords. Okay? The Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. Let's see. The Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. New information coming in. So get ready for all things new. So in our story of the Jade Emperor who hosts a race, the animals try to beat each other to the finish line. The horse is following the dragon and other animals, the tiger, and the snake jumps on its hoof as it's crossing the river, and the horse doesn't notice. And as the horse approaches the finish line, the snake startles it and causes it to fall back just a little bit. And so the snake beats the horse, and the horse comes in 6th or 7th in line right after the snake. And so that's why the horse is in the zodiac position it's in. So that is the mythology behind this story, the fable. In terms of what to expect this year, the zodiac signs for the Chinese zodiac are really split between old and new relationships. Horses thrive this year in new relationships. This means romance, but it also means friendship. So you will thrive by having an adventurous spirit and connecting with people, new people that you haven't met before. So this is a time of exploration and learning. Your luck is good, and especially with travel and going somewhere where you haven't gone before. So you want to use this year as a means to explore, branch out, look out in the world. Wealth is positive, and especially when you seek very different sources of your wealth, such as multiple streams of income, multiple ways of making money. So look in a decentralized way in order to make money to find success. Your health is really important this year, so you have to make sure to take care of your health and make sure that you don't overextend yourself. You have a very stimulating year ahead with lots of different things going on, so you want to make sure that you don't burn yourself out and that you have enough time to regroup and kind of reflect or heal or rest. Okay. In terms of career, you can grow more than the other zodiac signs, most of the other zodiac signs this year, and particularly when you seek out new opportunities. So, open up your eyes, look to the world around you, find the different opportunities out there, and those opportunities are going to yield for you wonderful success and innovative exponential growth. So overall, this year is an auspicious year for you, and particularly when we're looking at adventure, exploration, this is stuff you're good at anyway. So you are going to find a lot of fulfillment by travel, diversification, going out, going far. Okay. And so in particular, and this is every single year, you want to look to the tiger, dog, and goat as auspicious friends or allies. So the people who have those as the year of their birth is connected with an auspicious pairing. It's a synastry, positive synastry. You want to avoid the ox. So you want to make sure to avoid the ox. Their energy may be different than yours, maybe more grounded, as yours is more exploratory. Okay, so let's take a look at the tarot and see what kind of messages we have. We start off with the Ace of Swords. This to me signals that there's going to be invitations for you from far away. I do have a feeling that early on, somebody may be inviting you somewhere with ulterior motives, the devil. Somebody wants to get back in the picture. Somebody wants to talk to you again. And I think you call a spade a spade. This is the Queen of Swords. And I think you call a spade a spade. And I don't think you can be fooled. I think that you're going to cut the situation off. I think you know exactly who this is. You know exactly where it's coming from. And like I said in our overview, that you essentially need to focus on new relationships rather than welcoming back old relationships. That doesn't mean that you have to throw someone out the door, but I do think that the focus on new relationships is way more plentiful or successful. I think that this is a year in which if you stay in past situations, if you allow them to fester, if you allow them to sort of stick around, then I think that they are going to eat at you or try to undermine you. So your goal is to be, if you're a Sagittarius horse, then this is your natural energy this year, which means that a Sagittarius is very hard to pin down because they are going off on a journey somewhere, and therefore they're not a sitting duck. When you are a sitting duck, when you're in the same place too much this year, then these negative energies that are possibly connected to past situations, they may have a way of re-entry into your life. We have the High Priestess here and the Queen of Cups. This signals to me deep intuition and understanding of where you need to go. So travel, be inconspicuous, explore new relationships with new people, be conservative with your money. Don't let people know so much about yourself this year. This is a year in which you should be an enigma. I'm not telling you this so you're paranoid and you're watching over your shoulder, but the strategy this year that I see for you as being successful is not giving people the opportunity to undermine you. Your success comes this year in branching out, reaching out in new directions, finding new solutions, trusting your intuition, walking away from things before you see how they play out. So if a situation feels as though it's off or something's wrong, it's likely that it is. I would be very conservative financially if I was a horse this time, not because there's some big issue that's coming up over the horizon for you, most likely to save money for new opportunities that are coming up, but also not to give other people the opportunity to exploit you. This is a very strong energy compared to the other signs that I read for. And what I would say about this is like a Queen of Swords, like a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy, combined with the Sagittarian aloofness. This is really the energy of this year. So cutting things out, not being patient with other people's strange behaviors or other people's manipulation, and going on your instincts and going in the direction that you want. The world is going to give you so many things when you're not tied down to old narratives, old stories, when you allow other people's minds to enter your world, and they'll start thinking things up and creating narratives. And so for you, this is all about keeping your distance. I don't mean keep your distance from everyone, but just don't be a sitting duck. Don't wait for the energy to prove to you the things that you're already aware of. Trust your instincts, trust your vision. Compared to other zodiac signs or Chinese zodiac signs, this is an auspicious year for you, but you have to focus on your own freedom, your own progress, making your own way of life. Don't get bogged down by old dynamics, old relationships, old emotional exchange with other people. Be the first one to pull the plug on situations. Be the first one to not give them the final word. Just walk away. Not that you have to have the final word, but just cut things off. Whether it's in business, in love, explore and stay happy. Stay happy with the people that you're connecting with, the new people that are happy to be in your life, the new people who are excited to know you. Okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. Gong Hei Fat Choi. Happy New Year, you guys. And I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, sheep. Happy New Year. Gong Hei Fat Choi. If you were born on one of the following days, this means you are a sheep, and so you should watch this part of the video. First, I'm going to pull some cards, tarot cards for you guys today. Just a reminder, this is not a traditional practice, but if you're interested in learning more about traditional interpretations, you can go into the playlist featuring some East Asian creators that are talking about the new year for your sign. Let's see, we have the this is Leo. This is the Strength card. The craft always throws me off. These are in German. And then we have the Two of Swords. Sorry, it's in German, so I have to figure out what the card is. This is the Tarot of the Asians. I chose it because of the Lunar New Year theme. It's a really pretty deck. I don't use it very often, though. And then we have the Star. And the Moon. Lots of celestial bodies. And then we have the Queen of Cups. And we have the Five of Swords. And we have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups. And then we have the King of Pentacles. I tilt it. Sometimes it focuses in better. I think it's all the red and oh, there we go. I think it's all the red in the background that's throwing the camera off in terms of focus. Oh, and then you have the Ten of Cups. Perfect. So some beautiful energy for you for this upcoming year. On the bottom is the Three of Wands, so vision. So first I'm going to tell you about the story of crossing the river and where your animal placed. And then I will tell you what to expect for the year of the dragon, and then we'll talk about the tarot. So first and foremost, the sheep or the goat with the monkey and the rooster worked together. So they're collaborative animals. And so the sheep with the monkey cleared the weeds and pushed the raft ahead while the rooster led the way. And so their teamwork ensured a collective success. And so the sheep was 8th to place, followed by the monkey and the rooster. So they came in together. In 2024, the year of the dragon, which begins in February and lasts till next year, 2025 in February, you should expect a very cozy atmosphere in terms of love. So your love relationships are really blossoming, and it's a good time for you to nurture relationships. If you watch more than this section, you will notice that the signs are actually divided between new relationships and established ones. So you're in that category of established relationships, cozy up, cuffing season with the people that you know. And then in terms of luck, it's all about your creativity. You will find success in creative endeavors. So you're lucky by being creative, by doing creative things and trying different things. In terms of wealth, I think it's a year in which you need to save money as opposed to try to invest or take risks or something like that, or spend. Make sure that you're saving money, and that will lead you to success by being very thrifty, not spending much. Your wealth is stable this year. Your health should be good, but especially good in terms of emotional well-being. That cozy time with your loved ones is going to be really beneficial, and you will enjoy it a lot. In terms of creativity, I think that you are going to gain success by being creative. So whatever you do for work, your creativity and working with others will really help you in finding success. Overall, the year is very auspicious for the sheep, so congratulations. And I just want to mention that the compatible zodiac signs for your sign are the rabbit, pig, and horse. Those are people who are born under those years that you are most compatible with, and you're least compatible with the rat. So stay away from the rat and everything should be okay. So in terms of the cards, they came up really nice. So one of the main themes in terms of your forecast for the year is that of creativity. And to me, the Three of Wands is a major creative card. It has to do with your vision and perspective about where you want to take things in the world. And so the Three of Wands overall is your ability to be creative this year will yield to a lot of success. I have a feeling that there are certain things in your environment that are creating this situation in which you are meant to be close with a couple people, one person, just really kind of like I said in the beginning, the cozy kind of cuffing, kind of behind closed doors. I have a feeling that the energy around you, I think that you need to protect your inner peace this year from the energy around you as you create new things. And so protecting your inner peace from other people's opinions or other people's interjections will lead you to a lot of emotional fulfillment and success. There's a situation here that seems to have come up, the Seven of Cups and the King of Pentacles. To me, this suggests that there is some confusion, the moon is here as well, about a love type situation, confusion about where to go. But the person you're dealing with is very grounded. They're very literal. They're very practical. And so when you turn towards them for what you're going through to ask them about what's going on, then I think that you will really find from them a solid answer, and you will move towards even closer connection because of how they respond to the situation. This situation may be stirred up by actually outside influences, so other people messing about. It feels like this year there's going to be quite a lot of intrusion, people nitpicking, looking in on your business, asking, hey, what's going on? And so that can lead to quite a bit of confusion. So the idea here is to, go private, just lock the doors, spend time with your closest people, and maybe keep out people who you don't really know or people with whom you don't have a super established relationship yet. And so I have a feeling that there's something about you and in your life, which is the star, there's something about you or in your life that has a very strong resonance. There's something, a quality or something about your life that is resonant, is strong, it's super powerful. And I have a feeling that it's been in limbo, which means that, excuse me, I'm not sick. It's been in limbo in the sense that you haven't been firm on going in that direction yet, because there are still certain pieces missing in figuring out what you truly want. So let's say that you are a very good singer and you're not sure about pursuing this because you're not quite sure what genre or what type of singing you want to do. So that's been on pause as you figure out exactly which direction to go. And I think this push in terms of moving forward this year has to do with you having some enlightened idea about exactly how to apply that skill or that quality about yourself that has been put to the side, put on pause, that has been waiting. You're the Queen of Cups in the center, which represents emotional salience, having a very deep emotional experience this year. So this is a quiet, stable year for you in which fostering creativity, in which taking care of your creativity leads to these ultimate success. Throughout the mid part of the year, and remember, we're looking till February of next year, there may be some types of interjections and confusions that you have the ability to control. This means that if you let in kind of ideas or mangled thinking into your life through other people, then you have a chance of getting bogged down with those ideas. So make sure that your ideas are very pure and clean, and you're not letting in too many doubts or just other talk, other rambling, other opinions that are not necessarily necessary for where you're going. So keep the eye on the prize. I have a feeling that a significant other, and if you're not in a relationship, a very significant friendship, really stands by your side and almost seems to pull you out of any confusion that you're facing. And this person proves themselves with a lot of love, a lot of caring, and a lot of nurture to help you to avoid these difficult moments that may be around you at this time. So there is a little bit of confusion. It feels like the outside world feels a little bit more predatory than the inside. Your home life is good. And I think what's important is that your emotional well-being will be really good this year. So no matter what happens, this is a happy year for you. You will enjoy great happiness and joy throughout this year. So it doesn't seem like it's a terrible situation around you. It's that the outside world is leading to some degree of confusion, while the inside world, or the one with your partner, the one with your closest relatives or loved ones, friends, is the one that brings stability, success, emotional fulfillment. So I think very quickly you will know that path of creativity. Just leave me alone to my art. Just leave me alone to my music, whatever it is that you care about. This is a year in which focusing on those things with the loving people around you will lead to the highest amount of success. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. And Gong Hei Fat Choi, that's a Chinese wish for prosperity and success and good luck. And if you want to learn more, then go into the playlist and watch some of the other creators that are East Asian talking about the new year. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey monkeys, Happy New Year, Gong Hei Fat Choi. It's the year of the dragon, and this is probably the best year for monkeys. So congratulations, it's your year to shine. I'm going to pull some tarot cards and then we will talk about the monkey, the history of the monkey or the myth around the monkey in the Great Race, as well as your astrological or Chinese astrological outlook for the year ahead. Okay, so let's pick some cards. So we start off with Three of Pentacles. Yeah, work is definitely highlighted in the year of the dragon for monkey. Let's see what else you guys get. This has been really fun. We have the 10 of Pentacles, which is Mercury in Virgo. In terms of the Western system, we're using a Chinese system or the Eastern system right today, so we're not using Western associations. But if you care to know, then we have the Magician. Very nice. So there's like some success for the monkey here. And then we have the King of Cups. King of Cups. Very nice energy, monkey. And then we have the Tower in the center. Wow, a life change. Now the Tower, surrounded by so many positive cards, only suggests that maybe whatever difficulties you have been facing are coming to an end and there's an abrupt change for the better. Five of Wands. Okay. Be open to change and allow it to come in. Then we have the Chariot. Cancer. There's a lot of trumps that are showing up. So that's nice. Actually, a lot of signs didn't get many trumps. A couple of them didn't. We have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. And last but not least, the Lovers. Look at you go. Okay, so on the bottom you have the Three of Wands. And the year of the dragon is a creative year for everyone. And so signs that thrive in creative energies actually do really well this year. So you are one of these signs that does really well in creative energy. So this is why this year, in part, is really good for you. So in terms of our story of the Jade Emperor asking animals to cross the river in the Great Race, the monkey teamed up with the sheep and the rooster, and they jumped on a raft. And so the monkey and the sheep pushed the raft and cleared the weeds as the rooster led the way. And so they were able to secure 8th, 9th, 10th position. The monkey came in right after the sheep in the number 9 spot. So that's how you became in this order of the zodiac. In terms of 2024, the year of the dragon, remember, the year starts in February and ends in February 2025. You have good luck in new love and new relationships, especially. It's a very playful time. Think of the 5th house in Western astrology. So this is a joyous, happy, new connections, love, new connections with people, and establishing new relationships. I've been looking through all the signs, and it's really an even split. Some signs are really thriving in established relationships, and you are in the category of new relationships as opposed to established ones. So look for new love. It will be exciting, fun, and you will hopefully greatly enjoy it. Your luck is very high, and so this means that all your innovative ideas are put into action and you find success. Your wealth is prosperous, and likewise, unconventional opportunities come your way. So you are very similar to, I think, the tiger in the sense that the assertive aspect of the dragon works really well with your energy. So think quick, have fun, look for new opportunities, look in multiple directions. You will find luck, love, and wealth in those ways. Health is very good. Stay active. Make sure that you exercise. And you really need to stimulate your mind with good books, good ideas, maybe some types of games that stimulate the mind. So whatever it is that you do to keep very active, keep your mind agile. So one of the things you can do is think of different ideas in the shower. So many people say, oh, the shower's so good. So for thinking of ideas and brainstorming. So make sure that you pay attention to your ideas in the shower. They help you to relax and think of what to do, where to go, and how to break blocks or obstacles that are in your way. And so again, in your career, success, and it has to do with, again, unique ways of approaching situations and issues. So to me, that sounds like in all these different aspects of life, it's approaching new things or established things in new ways that leads you to success. So rather than doing the same old thing, monkeys thrive on the new, very creative sign. It has to do with innovation, and it has to do with creating new environments. They're not the accountants. They're not the ones who sit at the desk and are comfortable doing the same task over and over. Constantly creative and constantly trying to create new space. So monkeys, you will thrive doing that. Overall, successful year for you. I just want to mention a couple signs that you are compatible with and one to avoid. So you want to look for the rat and the dragon. Those are the signs that are going to help you in your way. And I would say avoid the pig. The pig is too relaxed for the monkey, sits in their comfort, and pigs are really wonderful and generous. But in terms of the monkey energy, it's not necessarily going to help or facilitate your need to be very successful and apply your skills in multiple directions. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards. So we got the Tower in the center, which is really intense. This signifies that it is indeed a year of incredible change in your life. There's transformation, there's change here. There is a little bit of stress attached to that. I would say the only negative card is the Five of Wands. This is suggesting that maybe apprehension about change can cause you some delays. And since it's such an auspicious year for you, then I think that you should definitely just keep that in check. Remind yourself as things are changing that they're changing for the better and that there are wonderful solutions coming in. And so whatever is happening, whatever's shifting, whatever is changing, I think that ultimately you will find success as a byproduct of this. And also, don't be afraid to initiate change. Don't be afraid to, change something just because you're worried that it's going to not work out. This is a year in which you should trust your creativity, trust your intuition. So let's take a look at the cards a little bit more in detail. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Magician. This to me suggests that this is a very positive environment for you in terms of work and in terms of completing the tasks that you have to do in order to find the success that you are seeking. I think that there is a level of apprehension in terms of asserting yourself because you're worried about how it's going to be received, how it's going to be perceived and taken. But I think that that shouldn't hold you back from asserting yourself in the way that you truly want. I have a feeling that with some of you, you're coming into a really healing place with other people. So we have the King of Cups and the Chariot, which is a Cancer card. This does not mean it has to refer to a person who's a Cancer. This to me suggests that there's a mellowing out of issues, people understanding who the other one is, and this could be a man or a woman. It seems to me that there's a mellowing of tensions, that there is a harmony, that people realize what the other person was talking about, and they understand each other's point of view a little bit better. The Eight of Wands suggests that there is positive messages coming in for you, Cancer. So these are loving messages of a positive nature This is probably touching upon the first observation about your exciting love life. It feels like, to me, the Chariot card is a love card. It's basically that moment when a person gets their act together, their emotional act, and is fully available for love. And so you have someone who's directing wonderful energy towards you in the form of love, in the form of encouragement, and there is ultimate acceptance. So this is a very creative time for you, Monkey. I want to say Cancer. Those of you who are Cancers are just going to have a great time, but this isn't the Western Zodiac, so this can be for any Western Zodiac sign, provided you were born in one of the years here. But yeah, it's a very creative, very, a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of success that is going to change your life. I would suggest don't focus on the success. Focus on the things you want to do. Focus on all your ideas that have been rumbling in your mind. This is the year to put them in action. This is the year to make them happen in order to kind of manifest your vision. Okay? And when I say manifest, I mean manifest as in do something about it, not just sit there and say, I'm manifesting. And so I think this energy seems very kind. This energy to me suggests that someone really understands you, Monkey. And this could be a friend. This can be a person with whom you have a relationship, a male or a female. But there's a real closeness here. And this person may be connected with work, but they may be connected from something else. It may be just a person who's very, very important for you this year. I feel like there is someone who's giving you immense support. And so that immense support is going to really help you thrive and feel comfortable. We have the 10 of Pentacles. That's always talking about family, resources, established wealth. So you're using that established wealth, whatever you've worked up within yourself, in order to put it into action. So it's a wonderful year. It's going to change a lot of things. Don't be afraid of the world changing. Don't be afraid of, getting to the nut of the problem, getting to the bottom of it. I think that your creative mind at this time can solve a lot of problems in your life. So face those problems. Do not be wary of it. Don't be worried about other people's opinions. This is a year in which you can practice the mantra that, people who understand you, welcome them in, and people who give you the side eye or who cannot understand what you're about or what you're doing, they can just go. So you're not kind of giving energy towards the skeptics. You're putting the energy towards the people who love and understand you and the people who see what you're about. Okay, they see your creative vision with you. Happy New Year, Monkey. I hope you have a great one, and we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, Rooster. Welcome to my channel. Gong Hei Fat Choi, and Happy New Year. If you were born on one of these following years, this is a message for you, okay? And so first, I'm going to pull some tarot cards. This is non-traditional, non-Chinese interpretation for your Chinese Zodiac sign. And then I will go through some of the more traditional interpretations, and I'll tell you about the story of how the rooster crossed the river in just a moment. Okay, if you guys are interested in more traditional Chinese astrology takes on the year of the dragon for your sign, I made a playlist of East Asian creators who are talking about this, so they give a more traditional interpretation of what's going on. Okay, so first and foremost, you get, the Ace of Wands. I want to say discs because it's a globe, but no, it's the Wands. That's a good card. And then we get the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. We'll talk about this all in a minute. And then we have the Three of Swords. Well, that's pretty intense, but don't worry, it will all work out. This is what's coming up throughout the whole year. And then we have the 9 of Cups. That's wonderful in the center. It's assuring that you get your wish, you get what you really hope this year. And remember, the year starts now in February and lasts until next year in 2025. And then we have the Moon. And then we have the 4 of Wands. So these are good things. Okay. And then we have the 2 cards. Okay, I'll take them both. They're both 10s. So you have the 10 of Swords. This is definitely a transition year if you're a rooster. So don't be worried about these cards. They're just talking about different changes that you're going to make. So you have the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups, let's see. And then on the bottom, you have the 3 of Pentacles. Yep. So right away, I thought, right when I saw this, I was like, there's some kind of upset at work where someone isn't as consistent as they had promised. And so when this year begins, there's a degree of disappointment that their consistency didn't actually pan out as they had suggested. So let's talk about the fable and the rooster. The rooster crossed the river to the finish line with the help of the sheep and the monkey. They worked together. It was a collaborative effort, and the rooster was kind of the leader of the group of the sheep or goat and the monkey. Sometimes the sheep is called a goat. Sometimes it's a sheep. But you crossed together, and so the sheep and the monkey finished right before you did, and then it was your turn. So if you were born on one of the following years, then that means you're a rooster, and this message is for you. So this year is a year in which you need that steadiness in order to find success. This is likely why at the beginning of the year, someone else's instability that you're accepting in your life is going to lead to disappointment about their conduct. So to me, this is the Knight of Wands. Somebody did not follow through in the way that they had promised, and this will be destabilizing for you, and that you will be personally offended or hurt that this person put things in jeopardy like this, but this will ultimately lead you to make certain changes. But let's talk about tarot in a minute, and first focus on a traditional review. So in terms of love, this is a time in order to deepen commitment and to solidify your relationships. So to get married, to settle down, to buy a house together, to move in together. This is a time in which your relationships become more solid. Now, if you're not in a relationship, if you're not looking for a relationship, this is a time in which your friendships also become more solidified in the form of really acknowledging that you're closer or have some kind of connection together, that you start making plans together towards a certain outcome. Your luck is steady, and your hard work is rewarded. Roosters typically have a more difficult time starting out than in adult life. So the rooster is considered one of these signs that really struggles to establish themselves or to gain the worldly success that they seek out. But they're one of the most hardworking signs. And so ultimately, all those challenges that they face early on will lead to success. And so your hard work this year will come in with success for the efforts that you have put in. Your wealth will grow with your hard work, but it's really important to avoid speculation. So such as, anything like trading or fast money, gambles, is definitely not good this year. This year is a year in which you are successful through applied work for which you get compensated for. So think of Saturn in Western astrology. and how that success is different than Jupiter's. Saturn's success in astrology has a lot to do with measured success, applying yourself and repetition and applying yourself over and over again, and continuity, and getting your work done on a consistent level. That's the word I was looking for. So consistency is key for you. And so that's how you will find monetary success. This is a year in which in your career you may raise in the ranks. And I think that's what the cards were talking about. So when I saw this, I thought, oh, okay, so that has something to do with it. So if in the beginning of the year, there is someone who fails to meet the high standards you set for yourself, or if a coworker costs you an opportunity or something like this, it's likely because it's your time to pivot and try a different avenue for success. So you will find it. We have the 10 of Cups at the end, but initially that instability just doesn't fit in your life this year. So what you were able to continue with up until this point, keep up with the coworker or the business partner that wasn't keeping their end of the deal going, you are not able to continue with that energy anymore. So their inconsistency is just not welcome if you are seeking success. Before we continue with the tarot reading, I just want to say which zodiac signs are most compatible for you and which sign to avoid. So for you, the most compatible sign is the ox and the snake, and the sign to avoid is the dog. The dog is one of my favorite Chinese Zodiac signs because it's so playful and fun, but it really goes against the rooster's need to apply themselves, to work hard. They're constantly distracting. So this year, when you need to apply yourself to find that success and to keep working in a consistent way, the dog will always be looking for other activities and so will waste your time. So the dog is a wonderful creature, but in terms of what you need, it may be a distraction. Okay, so what do I see here? Well, we start off on an ace. That's always a good sign. It's likely a sign that there's a new beginning for you this year. Even if the initial things don't work out, such as the new beginning or whatever you're starting out, it looks like the rest of the year is on a path towards success. And if anything, I think you will be very emotionally fulfilled. So I think that your emotions will feel very happy and satisfied for what you have achieved. So maybe a project, a side project, doesn't work out right away, and then you're upset about it, frustrated, whatever. I think ultimately when we talk at next year, January, February, you'll look back on this year and you'll say, I feel really good about the things that happened. I feel really good about where I am. In order to do that, I think you're going to have to make some changes. There's something that you have to accept. And to me, there are several cards that are signifying that there's a lot of change and a lot of instability around you. And instability is your nemesis this year because the traditional interpretation is suggesting that stability is your way to find success. So we have the 5 of Pentacles, unsure where money is coming from, 3 of Swords, someone didn't live up to their promises. And then we have the 10 of Swords, which is accepting all of that and moving on. So it's all about, in some way, accepting the things that are happening, that you have permitted to be in your energy field, and then ultimately choosing a path of happiness or choosing, the things that are salient, that are going to lead you to success, and connecting the dots between letting instability into your life and then trying to achieve certain things while under the influence of that instability. And so I think your subconscious is going to be telling you a lot of things of what to watch out for. the Nine of Cups is all about fulfillment, right? And so it's all about fulfillment of wishes. And the moon represents that intuitive hit. So in some way, the moon, your dreams, your psychic ability, your intuition is going to really guide you to where you need to be, where it's best for you, where it's healthy for you, where is the good energy. I do have a little bit of a warning. Just for some of you, this doesn't apply to everyone. But if you live by your vices, which means that you have use patterns of drugs or alcohol, which is a drug, or even things that are addicting properties that you wouldn't consider are addicting, such as a computer or shopping or many of the different things people do, watching TV that people don't consider a vice, things that eat up your energy and time. So if you are prone to that, this is just for people like this, with a Nine of Cups in the center, I would suggest that you be very careful while things are stressful of reverting towards avoidance by consuming or by using those substances. Okay. So there's this issue here of, you need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your well-being, lift it up. And once you ultimately accept the way that things are, you'll be really able to find happiness and fulfillment. So I think what this reading is saying, that you will have to accept a certain aspect of the way that things are in order to put your mind at rest and ultimately enjoy your success, okay? Or to get onto the path of success. And a lot of this has to do with your work and where you apply your time. Your home looks very positive as the Four of Wands came up. So I think that there's a tranquility and a peace there also, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Gong Hei Fat Choi and Happy New Year. And I will talk with you soon. Take care, Rooster. Bye. Hi, dog. Happy New Year and Gong Hei Fat Choi. That means I'm wishing you luck and prosperity in the oncoming year. So we're going to talk about your predictions for the year ahead if you were born on one of the following years. So this is one of my favorite Chinese Zodiac placements. I just think it's the cutest. I don't know if you guys know, but I love dogs. So real dogs. And so I think that some of the most beautiful characteristics of dog are embodied in the Chinese archetype. And it makes me really think of a golden retriever. When they say a person has golden retriever energy, I think they're describing this sign. So first I'm going to pick some cards, and then we are going to go through a more traditional interpretation, and I'll tell you about the story of the dog crossing the river, and then we'll do the reading of the tarot, which is non-traditional, but I have some other creators who are East Asian in a playlist down below where you can check out their predictions for the year ahead. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands. We had the Star first, which is really beautiful energy. And then we have the Hanged Man. So there's delays. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll tell you the story of the dog crossing the river, and then you'll understand where this connects. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. So there's delays. There is definitely delays happening this year for the dog. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just a time for you to redirect your energy towards where it's needed. Then we have the, what is this? The Knight of Wands. Okay. Sag, Leo, or Aries sometimes, but this is not Western astrology specific. Then we have the Moon. Okay. It feels like someone has anxiety, high degree of stress or anxiety. And then we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords. And then we have the King of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And then we have the Nine of Swords. We'll talk about it in just a minute. This is all to do with stress and anxiety, and I don't think it's yours. I think it's someone around you. And then we have the Seven of Cups. So there is a lot to work through. We'll talk about this in a minute, but let's talk about the more traditional interpretation. So in the Great Race, this was the race that I introduced for you guys at the beginning of the video, where all the animals were crossing a great river to get to the finish line. The dog finished 11th, but did place, so this is a good thing out of all the animals. It placed 11th because it was playing in the water. So you were having fun. Speaking of golden retriever. So it still placed and it had fun along the way, and it didn't hurt anyone. It didn't do anything terrible. And so just took its time and had fun. So that's your energy. In terms of a more traditional interpretation, it's a year in which your relationships are strengthened. So you're one of the signs that's not looking for new love. You're really working on the love that you have and the interactions that you have already. I think that your luck is okay, but I think that you will find success by applying integrity to the situations that you're dealing with. So as things come up this year, your luck will increase and improve by applying your sincere disposition, the golden retriever energy, and really trying hard in order to get through it. Your wealth is going to be okay, but you need to plan ahead and you need to make sure that you are consistent with your planning. You're one of the signs that really will be destabilized by rush decisions or trying to, in some way, risk or gamble. So stay away from those kinds of activities. And I think that in terms of health, it's all about bringing balance. You definitely are in an environment in which there is stress. There's maybe someone who has high anxiety, such as a partner or a kid. And so there is this high stress environment and that you are trying to navigate. And there's a lack of clarity in that situation. So within that environment, I think it's very important for you to find balance and be in balance to deal with the things that are happening. So keep it all in check. And then your career can be very successful this year. Look to friends and connections for an improvement in your circumstances. So your success blossoms through network, and you have lots of friends typically. You have a good network of trusted people, and even if you don't know a lot of people, the people you do know are very solid friends. Like you can ask them for help and they won't, be uncomfortable with your request. Okay. So the most compatible signs for the dog are the tiger and the horse. They'll help you get things done and they'll help you finish the things that you are wanting to complete. They will help you make connections as well, especially in the business world. And the sign that you should avoid is the rooster. It's just your playful disposition is at odds with the rooster's kind of very diligent way of dealing with life. Roosters have a very intense energy because a lot is required of them. They're typically put under a lot of pressure. And so that's why they have that reaction of very intense disposition. Okay. So let's take a look at your cards. First of all, there's a breakthrough or a turn of luck that comes your way this year. We have the Star and the Three of Wands. This tells me that there is something that you had been hoping for, some very big event that you had been hoping for that is manifesting. But there's delays. So it's like you get a promotion, you get an offer, you get some kind of opportunity that opens the door for you in a direction that you really wanted to take. But then there is some kind of reason why it's going to be a little harder to achieve that. And so you need to practice diligence in order to get to where you want. Maybe this is the part where it's in traditional Chinese astrology. I hate to call this astrology because it's more like a cultural practice, but in Chinese practice, in the traditional Eastern Asian view, your good spirit and your integrity gets you through. So this is almost like getting the job and then not being able to be at the job at the time that they request, and then reaching out to them and saying, this is my dream job. I'm really sincere. Can you wait for me for a month? That type of situation where you assert yourself with integrity about what you truly want. And I think you will find success those ways. The confusion lies in the unpredictability of your situation. There's an unpredictability here that's throwing things off to be true. I also feel as though there is someone who has very negative thinking that is causing harm to your situation. This is different than the person who has anxiety. There is someone who has Nine of Swords and the King of Swords together. To me, suggests a person who is calculating and who has, when people have undealt trauma, when people have undealt issues going on emotionally, they can become extremely destructive to the people around them, right? And so when a person has, it feels like someone who may be influenced by circumstances, that this person, in effect, is causing disruptions or challenges ahead. So the issue this year will be to try to figure out exactly how to manage this situation. It's a pressure on you, and it's a hard one to navigate because there's a big question mark. And I think that's the biggest challenge of your year, in which there is an obstacle that someone is creating that you have to figure out. And I believe it's almost like when people get sick with certain diseases, and I won't name them just to be sensitive, but sometimes that affects how they treat others, and it's not their intention to treat others. That's what it feels like, possibly. And so their family members or people around them get stuck because they have to navigate a difficult situation where someone is this is a very competitive world, and someone is being not helpful and even disruptive, and yet there is a tie to them that's not so easy to turn one's back on. And I think that's the difficulty. There's a message of worry, there's a message of confusion about where things will go. And I think that there's another person, or maybe this is you, who's experiencing anxiety or worry or stress as a byproduct of the unknown that this loose cannon, this loose variable can create. I have a feeling that this will cause you to be more conservative and more conservative or more careful with regard to how you approach this year. And I would say do so with caution. I'm not saying this is a bad year. You may find great improvement in career through your network. You will find financial success. If you're financially careful, you will be fine. And if you keep an emotional balance and a physical balance, you should be okay. But I think that this is actually suggesting that you need to be very cautious and careful, because there are elements in your environment that are disruptive, that come out of the blue. This is the Ace of Swords. And so they throw kind of the unexpected in. So this is the challenge of the dog. You go through life with a lot of happiness. You go through life in general. You enjoy life, and you approach life with a fun disposition. You have fun at work. You have fun at home. You have fun wherever you go. This is kind of your mantra. And so your happy disposition is being weighed down by unpredictability of the year. The year of the dragon is very benefic. It's very positive, but there is an element of unpredictability. And when you go through life in this happy way, dynamic way, and suddenly we're in a year in which there is this level of unpredictability and the unknown of what will happen, that can disorient you as you navigate the world in this happy way, assuming that things will play out as they have begun. So right at the beginning of the year, you should be getting some kinds of warning signals to tone it down. This does not mean the year ahead will be bad, but I think that the year ahead for you really entails you being cautious. And if this opportunity at the beginning feels like it's been taken away or put on pause, there's some real reasons for it. I think ultimately you will get to where you want to go and what you really want to achieve. In a self-reflective exercise, what I would suggest is asking yourself if this is truly what you want, if these are the things you truly need, or if you have, through goodwill, found yourself in situations that you don't really want to be a part of. I think that's the Knight of Wands can be someone around you, but it can also be the question you ask yourself. So I'm not saying you're not living authentically. I just think that you got ahead of yourself and this year sort of pulls you back in. So by asking yourself if this is what you truly want and reorienting yourself to what you truly want, you will find the most amount of success. Okay? Thank you for watching. Gong Hei Fat Choi and Happy New Year. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, pig. Welcome to my channel. Some of the signs like hi, dog, hi, pig, hi, snake make me laugh. Gong Hei Fat Choi because of our Western associations. Happy New Year. I hope you guys are doing well. If you were born one of the following years, this means that you are a pig. Okay. So first we're going to take a look at your tarot cards. We're just going to pull them and then I'll talk to you about the story of crossing the river and the race and how the pig finished. And then we'll talk about more traditional interpretations of the new year, of the year of the dragon for the pig. And then we will do the tarot reading. If you want to know, this is non-traditional, right? I'm Eastern European Slavic girl. So if you want an Eastern Asian perspective, I did make a playlist of East Asian creators that did a similar type of reading or gave more info on the things we're talking about today. Okay, so go check that out. Okay, so let's see your tarot cards for the year. We have the Devil. Ooh, someone else got the Devil in the same position. It's not necessarily such a bad thing. So success is possible. For the pig, the Devil is a very important card because the pig is a sign that enjoys luxury and comfort. Sometimes to its own peril, so enjoying good food and enjoying a lot of fun, and sometimes hard to get motivated. And then we have the Last Judgment. Good. So this is a good card to get next to the Devil. It suggests that you make a final decision with regard to something that's not good. And then we have the Queen of Cups. I think all the red in the scene is making it very hard for the camera to focus in. But there we go. And then we have the Five of Wands. So this person's going to cause you a little bit of stress this year, but I think you're cutting them out. They may, unless it's a Capricorn, that's a different association. The Devil card is connected with the sign of Capricorn, the Western Zodiac sign. Okay, and then we have the Three of Pentacles at work. This could mean that you're leaving behind a job that's not very good, that's causing you stress. We have the Seven of Wands. Okay. Oh, yeah. So the pig is known for its determination and its ability to be stubborn. Stubborn as a pig. I don't know if this is an East Asian association. We have stubborn as a goat, right? Stubborn as a donkey in the West, but maybe they have stubborn as a pig. That makes sense. So we have, pigs are very smart. We have the Three of Wands. the 5 of Pentacles also. And our last card for the year is the 6 of Swords. So there's definitely an energy of leaving something behind here. Something that wasn't working for you is on its way out, or you're changing jobs. At first, you may feel that you don't have a solution. This is the 8 of Wands. At first, you may feel that you don't have a solution. You don't know how to get through things, but you'll get there. So in terms of the story of crossing the Great River, the pig finished last, but it did finish. There was, I think, other animals that were crossing. So, 12th last is not necessarily bad. And that's why the pig is the last in the Chinese Zodiac. And so the pig finished last because it took a nap, but it still tried. It still got there. So finally it finished last. It's the 12th sign of the East Asian Zodiac. It's called the Chinese Zodiac, but it's really across many different countries. And so the pig is the last 12th sign. Okay. And so this year is a very auspicious year for the pig. So you can relax. And it's a year in which strengthening established relationships takes priority over finding new ones. And there will be a lot of joy and happiness in your relationships with others this year. So you can look forward to that. Your luck is very positive, and this year, your kindness, the pig is very kind and generous in the archetype of the East. And so your kindness is going to attract a lot of good fortune. So no good deed goes unrewarded in this case. So I think that you can look forward to that. Your wealth improves. So your financial standing improves. And especially when you make very wise decisions. We have 3 of Pentacles. I think this might be referring to that interpretation, in that some of the decisions that you will have to make, I'll explain more later, are a lot to take on, right? So at first you may feel that it's a lot to take on, that it's really stressful, that there's, a lot in your way, but you'll get through it. You'll figure out the path and maybe take a nap on the way to the finish. Okay. And then in terms of health, this is a year in which you could easily overindulge, such as food, drink, or otherwise, whatever you consume. So make sure that you're monitoring your disposition to enjoy the finer things in life. Make sure that it's in moderation. In career, you're really wonderful at building collaborative relationships with others. And so therefore, you'll have the ability to rise in terms of work and find success in terms of work, specifically through being helpful to others. This is your helpful and good nature is very lucrative, will lead to good luck and lead to good outcomes. And so you're most compatible with the rabbit and the sheep. And so look for those types of people in order to find success this year. Okay. So rabbit and sheep are your friends. Okay. So let's take a look at these cards. So I think where you're going this year, sheep, pig, there's like little babe, so cute. There is a decision that you likely have to take up. I have a feeling that you're in a situation. I think it's a workplace situation or some other type of situation that is, how do I say, it's putting pressure on you, and you have to make the decision to cut ties. So it could be a workplace situation, but it can be somewhere else. This is the last judgment. Someone is creating stress in your environment, and they're careless of the stress that they create. So you have to take control and make a decision so that you can maintain stability and you can move forward. This is very interesting. So your first impressions of this person or situation are overwhelming. So you may be overwhelmed by the energy that's coming in. But then as you go on in the year, I think you'll really understand the dynamics that were happening once you're more removed from the situation. So at first, I think that you're having a hard time to accept and understand the things that are going on. And then as the year moves on and as you become more settled in what happened or what's happening and you get more distance in the situation, then you'll understand just the level of toxicity or the ill health that was going on. So it feels like a really overbearing person, a person who's really intense. And all I can say is, even though it seems like the road ahead will be hard, I think it's very important that you make some critical decisions about this person in your vicinity and around you at this time, okay? The Eight of Swords is really a powerful card because it talks about the experience of going through difficult moments in life towards a good outcome. So whenever it comes up, it's not just that there are difficult things going on around you, it's that the outcome of where you're going is still there. This means that no matter what's happening now, it reminds you that you have to just get through this part to get to what you ultimately want. And you will be on your way towards that by the end of the year. Remember, this is an auspicious year for Pig. So even though these cards came up, this isn't Chinese astrology. This is not a Chinese interpretation. I'm just using Chinese astrology to influence the way that I'm reading the cards. So understand that what's happening is very benefic, very positive for you, and you have the strength and the ability to move on from a situation that feels very claustrophobic, it feels not very nice, and it feels very intense. So you're moving on from the situation where you see different possibilities, different opportunities for you, for work, and everything else. The bridge that you're crossing is one in which money may have been affected by your environment, which means you have less money than you could have had. But then ultimately, when you make the choice and you move in a new direction, then those things that have been affected by the ill nature of the situation that you were in will begin to really soften out. And that's connected with the traditional interpretation of an improvement in money. So be patient with the improvement of money. We have the Seven of Wands too, which is telling you to stand your ground no matter what is, and the pig, stubborn as a pig, the pig can be very stubborn. And so this is where you understand emotionally, Queen of Cups, your situation, and you have to have that resolve to follow through with the things you understand to be true. They're hard to accept. Some of them are hard to understand, but I think that the outcome is one in which you're ready to move forward, in which you're ready to move on from situations that were unyielding for you. They were not giving you anything but stress, worry, and tension. There is success ahead of you, and so financially, you're going to be okay. And I think that the decisions you feel like you're ready to make at the beginning of this time period between February 2024 to February 2025, at the beginning of this period, follow through with those ideas. They are leading you to something very constructive. Okay? Pig, thank you very much. Gong Hei Fat Choi, Happy New Year. If you want a more traditional interpretation, go check that playlist out in the description that I made featuring East Asian creators who are telling us about this new year. Take care. Bye-bye.